Okay. I am still in the midst of finishing up the Katieland house. I'm doing the last bits of the furniture today because I want that done today because I have other things to do. I have another piece to put together and another piece to create from scratch. Almost from scratch. So what you see here is I'm holding up one little piece that I put together. I glued it together before I went to lunch. And you can see it's one of the oh, there's a little ick part there. This one was of the Leto version. And you can see here I added some little, I'm going to have to sand those just a tiny bit because it's a little wibbly. But it's a little tinier version, and I really loved how tiny this is. And you can see I've colored in some portions. I need to color in these little bits here. And then I wanted to show you, well, this one maybe just needs to be cut just a tiny bit more. I think that's one of the reasons why this has been, it's not been slow go. It's just, I've never done it before. Well, come back here, you. Come out there. And two, you know me, I like to kind of learn as I go. But you can see I need to tap that in there just a little tiny bit more. I need to add some glue to it. And then that will do two things. It'll help shore things up, and then you don't have to look at the inside of it anymore. So I'm working on those things right now. I'm reaching over because the little house is right next to me. I've got a couple of pieces. And honestly, this is one of those things where it's like, I've got plenty of stuff that I can show you how I'm putting these together in subsequent videos. For right now, I'm down to the wire and I really need to work on things. So you can see here, I have the little desk, and I did something similar where I put something in, and I've been using like the last of the little scraps of the copies that I made, which I thought was kind of nice, because they're also on that heavyweight paper, and why not put some decorations on it? So here, I need to put a little bit more glue right there. I put some little pieces of wood to help hold things up, because again, I want it to sit by itself. And this one is just a tiny bit too long. I need to sand it down. These two on the back are a little bit too long. But for these pieces, I'm doing a lot of, let me grab, I'm doing a lot of coming in and doing little spots, making sure I've got everything covered. I'm not sure, like, ugh, that looks horrible. Get that color in. And once they're dry, it's pretty good, pretty easy to come in and work with these paint pens on top. And notice I'm not coloring it all the way in because it's kind of got a wood grain kind of thing going on already. And I've been kind of leaving it a little open and coming in and just adding. Now, this piece in particular, I had to stop and do a little thinking about, because this whole back section with this back part of the leg, which really needs to be colored in, was not there. And I had to create it from scratch. It wasn't that hard. And in any subsequent pieces, then I might, in which I might utilize this little desk, I think I would simply put it into my computer and add this portion on, and add this portion on. So it's kind of a cut and fold and glue sort of thing. I have some other pieces that I haven't put together yet, but you can see here I've added just a little bit along the bottom, because now I'm adding in these pieces on the bottom. I don't have to carry the color all the way up. And then I can just wrap it and glue it. Now for some of these that are a little bit bigger than this, or about this size and larger, I've been putting one on the bottom, one of these pieces of cardboard, and I'm just using So it's from a gift from a friend of ours for my husband. And the cardboard is that really nice cardboard that's like the corrugation and is really small, and it's perfect for this sort of stuff. It's just strong enough. What I've been doing is I've been gluing together this much. So I've got 3 sides glued down, and then I'll either add another piece here directly on this side, or maybe a little further down, and then I add another one closer to the bottom, which I think is working out a lot better. I've put several pieces together since yesterday. I really like this table design a lot. The only problem is I've got this little thing here. I'll need to cover it up with something. I really thought that the way in which the table legs was ingeniously done, because they're just folded into little triangles. They had these little trapezoidal sort of pieces on the one side, and you folded them in, and I glued these in because, again, I wanted a little bit more strength to the overall piece. And I'm going to put, I think, another piece of cardboard in here, and again, to use up all my little scraps. The other, again, I'm turning away and talking. The other pieces, the green kitchen that I really, really, really wanted to use is just too pixelated, and I can't find a copy that is in better condition. So I may have to hunt and peck around, see if I can find something. But happily, I had these pieces that I had also enlarged. Now you can see on these, they have black around the bottom, and I've colored most of this in. And let's see, I found again that these particular Artistros do a really nice job of adhering to, let me get this light in here a little bit better, adhering to the shinier bits of this heavyweight paper, like the copy bits. So for these, I'm just basically coming in, and I don't think I colored these before because it was still kind of gluey and wet, and I wanted to make sure that it was all glued and dried. And I think it looks, pretty nice. If I can get in there and get that last little bit. And then, of course, I did the little edge pieces. Now, one thing I've discovered that I like a lot, you can see them just a little bit, the little faded dot pieces here, which I was very pleased to find out that I can cover up. This is the Artistro, the one that's the more more paint-like consistency and less like a marker than the others. And I've been going over some of these little areas that have, let's see, you can still see them right in here. Going over these just a little bit to cover up, again, so it doesn't kind of take you out of the moment. So I'm really pleased with how these turned out. There's a part of me too that knows in future I would like to make versions of these in which these are cut off and can open. I was talking to my husband last night, and I said, you do know I'm kind of at the point in which I'm probably just going to start taking some of these and altering them for my own specific needs. And he was like, oh yeah, I already figured that. So let's see here, just coming in and coloring right up next to it. My only beef right now with the Artistro line is I can't buy anything open stock. So if I wanted to go and get several of, there's a couple of shades of blue that I am really dangerously close to, like down to nothing on. I can't do that. I have to buy a whole set, which kind of ticks me off a little bit. I don't know. You know how sometimes art supplies, they kind of have to catch on first, or, any kind of anything has to kind of become more popular first before you can start doing an open stock. I'm sure that Posca had to do the exact same thing, and they're kind of like the 10 million pound gorilla. So yeah, I mean, and if I really wanted to be extra safe, I'd put some little pieces of cardboard in that little area in there, just to make sure they don't get dented so much. So I'm almost done with this. I have been assured, my husband was looking at the mail delivery schedule, and they have sworn that they're going to be delivering my hinges today. I really want them to deliver the hinges. I have more little pieces done. This one I love, but I kind of goofed up a little bit. I think I just got a little too excited, and I didn't realize how crooked it was on this side. It's way too high on this side and a little too low on this side. I've got to come in and carefully cut this out, but I really liked how these parts came out, and I doubled and tripled up some of the cardboard, and you can see here I used more of those little scraps on the underside. I'm not throwing this away. It's just I don't know that I'll be able to use it in the house. I'll probably put it out here somewhere so it can be seen. But I have a few more pieces to put together, and then I'm going to call it finito. There's some other things I want to do. Like I want to make like a quick little felt pillow, and I have a little blanket that I want to put on the outside here. And I do want to add some more in here to shore this up a little bit. And it may be, instead of the back and forth, it's probably just going to be a piece of cardboard, which I think will work nicely. There's some pieces that I still need to put together, like, let me reach over here, because I have, I want to put the couch together. I have another chair I want to put together, and a little table I want to put together, and this little bureau that I haven't even touched yet. So yeah, I want to be putting those things together. Plus, man, it looks like a goat exploded on my desk. Plus, I went ahead and started working on this piece, because this is the piece that I have to do start to finish, which is the start part is I need to paint her. This is me, and I've gotten this all down, and I went ahead and took the what is it called, Katie? Use your words. The chimney, and I sunk it in, which looks much better. It's a little teensy-weensy bit crooked, but everything in my work is a teensy-weensy bit crooked. So I got to get some more paint on this and some of the designs, and finish this out, make this gray or black or whatever color I think I want to do it. I think I'm going to do it, I don't know, I think I want to do it in black and then do like little gray stones over it. And then I have to build an entire body, which is not going to be that hard. Okay. Whew. Breathe deeply. And I still need to build the elephant and the doll carriage. Okay. Just breathing. So, like I said, I got some initial coats on this, and she's been sitting here getting little bits of paint on her throughout the day. I have another little table and a little chest that I want to put together, which is going to be built with a bottom in it, so that there's, you know, something holding that up, and I'd like to maybe put something in it. This table is also ready to go. I'm not sure where it's going to go, but I'm going to figure it out. So if I seem a little spacier than usual, it's because my brain is in a lot of different places right now, doing a lot of different things. And yeah. Oh, and there was another thing I decided on, but I guess I'll show that to you once I find her. She's somewhere. I'm looking off to the right at a shelf. She's in there somewhere. Some of the dolls that I'm going to be putting in this piece, and remember, it's not like forever. This is a piece that is continuing to be built upon, and it's not for sale. that'll allow me to continue working on it. I'm going to use a couple of the dolls from the creative experiment. In fact, one of the first dolls, and I kept her. She's going to be, I think, the main occupant of the house. So I'm going to let you guys go for now, and I'm going to get back to work because I have a lot to do. And hopefully the next time I talk to you, I will be attaching the doors because my hinges have arrived. I need my hinges. I need my hinges. I need my hinges. So thank you, patrons, for sticking around and listening to me babble on about things. Yeah, thanks for sticking around. And I'll see you in the next video.